Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to Vitabu Online Learning Program.
VitabuOnline.com welcomes you to this link where you get an opportunity of listening to audios of your favorite literary books. This time audio is on the novel titled Pass Like a Shadow, written by Bernad Mapalala. This episodic narration comprises of 5 chapters, and I would like to start with the first chapter, which is chapter 1. This chapter opens with the family which is unstable because of lacking peace and love. Adieri, who is the father of the house, is very drunkard, irresponsible and great. He beats his wife and children. Atroki, who is his son, attempts to free his daddy, and being in great hurry, he finds himself bumping unknowingly into his sister. This causes the meat, matoke, the rice and soup scattered all over the place. Adieri beats the child of not his equal with man-sized beating. Aboki, who is Atroki's sister, cries helplessly. Amoti, who is Adieri's wife, is away from the house looking for some water from her weather-beaten home. When she reaches her home, she puts down the water jerrycan and yells, "Do you want to kill the boy? Why? She tells him that he is beaten up daily by his fellow drunkards. That is why his face is full of cuts and scars. I really regret. I have married a pig. Adieri walks furiously to Amoti and gives her a sound beating. Atroki tries to help her mother, but Daddy gives him a furious kick in the stomach. He then disappears to another woman called Birungi. Amoti weeps bitterly, saying, "One day this woman will be bewitched." And this is the end of chapter 1. Let us continue with chapter 2, and don't miss it. Welcome to chapter 2. Remember, in chapter 1 I was talking about the man who is great, irresponsible and drunkard. This chapter is about Vicky, who had gone to Kitagwenda several months earlier after being in a serious row with her uncle called Adieri, who had seen her riding a bicycle in town. It is not a good reputation for a lady to be seen riding a bicycle. It implies that she is easygoing and indecent. From that day, Vicky was chased away. During her short exile in Kitagwenda, Vicky meets a man who owns a garage called the Akena Opolot, who is from the northeastern of Uganda in Palisa district. They both plan for marriage, and she decides to go back to her uncle. She is welcomed by her auntie and uncle. She feels so threatened and much rejected because of her uncle tyrannical regime as far as her marriage is concerned. Vicky is asked about the visitor. She feels shy. She stares at the floor, and she finally tells her uncle that the visitor is the man she wants to marry. They ask her about his job, and she explains to them that he owns a garage in Kamwenge. A pang of jealousy goes to Amoti. She complicates things by saying that he is a man from another tribe who is referred to Emunyamahanga. Emunyamahanga is a Rutoro word which means a person who does not belong to Batoro people. And this makes Amoti to say, "I will never consent for my daughter to be married to Emunyamahanga. Suppose they eat people in there. What are you going to do?" Vicky cries desperately, and Adieri interferes then. "Shut up, both of you. I am the only one person who puts on trousers in this room. I am the one who makes decision." He allows them to go, and he fixes the bride price. Adieri and his 5 men break down the bride price. They demand 15 heads of cattle, including 3 bulls, 8 goats, 50,000 shillings for buying back clothes, 15,000 shillings for buying that walking stick, and 2 jerrycans of beer. When Akena reaches with his delegation, he tells them that he is ready to pay the maximum of 2 cows only. Adieri gets angry with them and chases them away. Perhaps you don't have a garage after all. I don't want that Munyamahanga. He is a foolish fellow. He wants to marry in my house for free of charge. Vicky is informed with the negative outcome of the talks. She is angry with her great uncle. She also really hates Samoti. This is the end of chapter 2. Please, let's be together in chapter 3. This is chapter 3. I do hope we are together in chapter 2, where the character called Vicky was very disappointed because of her uncle's greed by putting difficult terms to her marriage. It was consequently not set. This chapter begins with a little boy called Atoki. He is very clever and good at football. Atoki is in the same class with his sister called Aboki. The girl is quiety, very friendly, meditative, and has many companions. Both Aboki and Atoki are always among the last group of pupils to leave school. Their mother always implements the ritual of lamentation and warnings. She does not beat any of her children on account of what they normally suffer from their father. Their mother is now away for 3 months. The children are visited by their uncle called the Arari. He has come with a lot of fish, mushrooms, and bunches of matoke. Arari is kind and gentle. He finds the children look very hungry. Their mother has gone to Bundibugyo for 3 months. He gives them money for firewoods and everything needed in the kitchen. Daddy comes staggering in the compound while singing his favorite song. He suddenly stops as his nostrils immediately catch a good smell and says, "Fish?" "Yes, Daddy," responds his child. He asks if their mother is back, but Aboki tells him that she is not. He asks about the fish and he is informed that it is Arari who has taken them there. Drunk though he is, he feels so much ashamed to see the visitor footing the food bill for him. He then doesn't care and continues singing. This is the end of chapter 3. Please don't dare to miss the next chapter, which is chapter 4. This is chapter 4. Previously, in chapter 3, I was narrating about the helping hand given by Arari to Aboki and Atoki following the absence of their mother and the irresponsibility of their father. Chapter 4 is about Vicky, who is in deep thoughts. She is taken to Bundibugyo to work as a plucker for 3 months in tea plantation. She isn't able to smell a coin from her sweat. Now she is back home in Fort Portal and meets with 2 friends, Tusime and Kunihira. They want Vicky to have a man to take care of her. To them, marriage is an institution for the blind. Money is everything, as Tusime says. As for me, I shall sleep with any man to make money. Even girls who are university graduates are doing it. Tusime had once been a leader that led in the burning of some mattresses at Maria Goretti Secondary School, and thus being discontinued before she finished her high school. Kunihira was likewise a problem at the nearby Kebambe Girls Secondary School, where the fed-up staff failed to put up with her. Vicky adapts the behavior of these 2 girls. She makes a decision to get a man who will redeem her from miserable life. She borrows dresses and shoes from her 2 friends. She puts a lot of makeups. Vicky changes and becomes extraordinarily beautiful. Men start following her up the way flies chase a rotten meat. She attends discos and dances, spending some whole nights out. Adieri watches helplessly as cars come and go for Vicky. In the end, he compromises as he sees more and more bread coming into the house through Vicky. He is silenced as Vicky takes in cartons of hard drinks and cartons of beer. One day, the drunk Adieri assaulted Vicky's sugar daddy. Vicky decided to take her belongings and disappeared. And this is the end of chapter 4. Please, let's be together in chapter 5, which makes the end of this episodic narration 1. This is chapter 5. Previously, in chapter 4, I was explaining about Vicky, who changed because of peer pleasure, and age grew from Tusihime and Kunihira. Chapter 5 begins with Adieri sits in the hall of Kinyamasika. It is a parents' day. The class 5 is on the stage performing a dance and singing a song. The song goes deeper in Adieri's heart. The song is about bad memories left by people who are drunk, overcome by debts, and surely thirsty. They die in anonymity, that is, having passed on this earth like a shadow. Adieri is confused. He feels rejected. He then comes to fall in a financial scandal as he squanders school funds to build a house for his concubine called Birungi in Burungu. This makes him to be fired from a church-owned school. He then develops coughing and chest pains. He is admitted to Virika Hospital for tuberculosis treatment. News leaks out that he has also acquired the new stranger killer disease called Slim. People die in hundreds. Old people wonder about this disease as they had never seen it before. Adieri does not believe as he is told that he is HIV positive by the counselor. When he finishes his injections for tuberculosis, he goes back to Birungi. Things take a dramatic turn as he is chased away. He has his belongings thrown outside. Birungi calls policemen who bundle him in their car and drop him at his abandoned home in Kachwamba. Birungi then lives with another boyfriend who has taken over Adieri's place. This is the end of chapter 5 and episode 1. There is a lot to come in episode 2. Please don't miss and keep listening.